Hi everybody, and welcome to lesson 2 in our animal unit. I am so excited today because today we're going to talk about some very special animals. These animals are called endangered species. And this is kind of a little bit sad because being an endangered species means that there's not very many of them left on Earth. And the reason why might be because people have chopped down their rainforests. Sometimes it's because of global warming because people aren't taking good care of the environment. Sometimes it's because people kill animals for their tusks, like elephant tusks or rhinoceros horns, or sometimes it's because people want to eat them for food. But usually it's because they want their fur or their tusks or something like that. The people that kill animals for their fur and their tusks when they're on the endangered species list, those people are called poachers, and those aren't good people. So today, we're going to learn a little bit about endangered species in a book called Don't Let Them Disappear. And all these animals in this book are on the endangered species list. Giraffes, pandas, elephants, polar bears, tigers, sea otters, and more. And we're going to learn about them. And then we're going to learn about some things that you guys can do to help these animals and help them stay alive. And that's really cool. So we're going to start reading a book called Don't Let Them Disappear, because we want these animals to stay on Earth. We don't want a world with no giraffes or no elephants. That wouldn't be very much fun. So here we go. Don't let them disappear. There are animals in every continent, every ocean on Earth. Tall ones, short ones, massive ones, and smaller ones. Animals with long necks and long legs. Animals that are so strong and animals that aren't strong at all. Every animal is unique and important in the world. Some are almost gone, and they could become extinct if we don't act now to save them. Sometimes endangered animals like these, they become extinct. Extinct means that there aren't any more of them on Earth. There are a few animals that did go extinct a little while ago, and that's very sad because that means that you'll never be able to see another animal like that. One animal that went extinct was a dodo bird, and that was sad because people killed them for no reason. But we don't want that to happen to these animals. Long before the sun is up, giraffes wake early to get a head start on the day's work of walking, eating, and staying away from predators. Towers of giraffes will walk 9 miles every day to find food that they need to eat. Even though they are the tallest animals on Earth, with the longest necks, they use nearly 2-foot-long tongues to reach even higher to get leaves that make up most of their diet. Every giraffe has a unique pattern of spots to help them hide from predators. But giraffes don't solely rely on their spots for protection. A single giraffe could kick and kill a lion. Wow! Look at that giraffe. Can you believe that giraffes like these can kill a lion if they wanted to? That's pretty cool. They're strong creatures. But we don't want them to disappear. Waking up in the sun, gorillas leave their nests to find food before they'll need to rest again. While gorillas may eat plants, sometimes they snack on small insects too. It's hard work gathering dozens of pounds of food that an adult gorilla needs to consume each day. Gorilla moms carry their babies on their chests, their backs. A troop of gorillas communicate by sound and facial expressions, similar to the way we do. In captivities, some gorillas have even been taught some sign language. Not only things humans and gorillas share, gorillas can also catch human diseases, even a cold, which can be deadly to them. Don't let them disappear. That's why we have to be very careful when interacting with gorillas, because they can catch our diseases. But one of the reasons why gorillas are going extinct is because people are cutting down trees in the rainforest where they live. That's sad. A world without gorillas would be really sad, because they're such smart, awesome creatures. Next up is blue whales. Blue whales are the largest animal in the world. Whales are mammals just like us, but unlike us, blue whales have to focus on breathing, which means that they can never be fully asleep. They take in oxygen from water and air, and when they breathe out, their vapor can soar up to 30 feet high, making them visible, including to whales who almost hunted them to extinction 50 years ago. Whalers are not good people. Sometimes people kill whales for just some food, and that's okay if you only kill enough that you need for food. But some people were killing them for sport, and that makes me very sad, because whales are beautiful creatures, and we don't want them to disappear. Whales tend not to travel in big ponds, but prefer to swim alone or in pairs. That doesn't mean that they're not in touch enough. Blue whales communicate with each other up to 1,000 miles away. Wow! What if you could talk to someone 1,000 miles away with just your voice? That would be crazy. They have language that scientists are still trying to work out and understand, but scientists can sense their heartbeats up to 20 miles away. Don't let blue whales disappear. That would be crazy, you guys. Look at these. So whales have blowholes on kind of like their neck area, right here. And that's kind of how they breathe a little bit. And that's kind of what gave them away to the whalers. Whalers are people that hunt whales for sport. And those people aren't very nice. You want to make sure that they stop. By the time the sun comes up, rhinoceroses have long been grazing, sleeping only during the hottest periods of the day. Rhinos spend most of their time eating or rolling in the mud to stay cool. The mud also acts as sunscreen and shields rhinos from the sun and bugs. While rhinos spend little time together in a crash or a group, they are often found in the company of oxpeckers, which are birds that sit on the rhinos' backs eating the bugs. Oxpeckers also warn the rhinos if danger is approaching. That's particularly helpful to rhinos because their eyesight is not very good. Although their sense of smell and hearing is strong, rhinos have very thick skin and horns are made from keratin, just like our fingernails and our hair. Don't let rhinos disappear. Some people kill rhinos for their horn, and they make jewelry out of it, or they make necklaces, earrings. They sometimes make swords, knives even, and that's not very nice, because rhinoceroses deserve to live without having to worry about people cutting their horns off or people killing them for their horns. That's why it's important that if we go buy jewelry, that we want to make sure that rhinoceros horn isn't in it. Although giant pandas spend most of their time alone in the afternoon, you might find an embarrassment of giant pandas eating a lot of bamboo together. They need to eat so much bamboo, more than 25 pounds a day, because it's not very nutritious. Unlike other bears, giant pandas do not hibernate or roar, but they do squeak and growl and use their scents to communicate with one another. While they're born pink, the distinctive black and white fur they later grow is for camouflage, helping the giant pandas blend in with the shadows in their native bamboo forests. They rarely need camouflage, though, since they have very few animal predators. Don't let them disappear. Look at these pandas. I think pandas are really cool. They live in China. And I think it's cool that they're pink when they're born. And then they turn this color. That's so cool. We don't want them to disappear. Next up is whale sharks. Whale sharks are the biggest fish in the world, and they may be one of the few animals who never sleep, no matter what time of night it is. From the moment they're born, whale sharks never stop swimming. Alive when dinosaurs roamed the earth, sharks have been around for hundreds of millions of years. They don't have a single bone in their body. Whale sharks have skeletons made up of cartilage, the same substance that's in our noses and ears. No matter where they are, tribes of whale sharks can sense a drop of blood in its water nearby, although they eat mainly plankton. Don't let them disappear. Some people kill these sharks for their fins. They cut their fins off, and that makes me sad. It makes me sad that they do that, and they use the fins to make soup. But people, we can have different kinds of soups. We don't have to kill the sharks for it. Next up is polar bears. In the Arctic, for most of the year, day and night do not have the same meaning that they do in other places on Earth. In the summer, it's light for nearly 24 hours a day. In the winter, it's dark all day. Celebrations of polar bears sleep when seals, their main food, are sleeping. Most of their seal hunting takes place underwater. To withstand below freezing temperatures above and below water, polar bears have 2 layers of fur. Their fur gives them a whitish coloring, and their skin is black. Polar bears have good eyesight and can distinguish different shades of white on the ice and can smell seals up to 20 miles away. Wow! Don't let polar bears disappear. Polar bears, they're going extinct due to something called global warming. And this everyone can do something about at home by not using as much, putting on the lights as much, or using as much heat or air conditioning. And that helps the sun not get through to the Earth's surface to melt the ice that the polar bears live on. And that's something we can all do to help the polar bears stay safe and healthy. Next up is lions. As the sun begins to set, lionesses head out to hunt antelope, buffalo, wildebeest, zebra, and giraffes to feed their pride. But they don't hunt all day. Lionesses can sleep for more than 15 hours a day. Male lions sleep even longer, up to 24 hours a day. Even though they rarely hunt, both lions and lionesses will fight to protect their pride. A male lion's mane provides extra protection and also shows how old a lion is. The darker the mane, the older lion has. Lions and lionesses communicate with one another in many ways, including by roaring. A lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. helping members of their pride who might have wandered off find their way back to help hunters find them. Even though they're called the king of the jungle, they're still not safe from harm. Don't let lions disappear. Sometimes people kill lions for sport. They kill them just to kill them. Or sometimes they kill them for their coat and their mane. That's sad. We need to make sure that people don't do that. This is a fun one. A romp of sea otters settles down to sleep by laying on their backs and wrapping themselves in kelp so they don't have to worry about floating out to sea. If there's no kelp nearby, and sometimes even if there is, they will join together, making a raft for stability and security. Sea otters use rocks to crack open clams and other shellfish they like to eat. If a sea otter finds a particularly useful rock, it will travel with it and use it over and over and over again. After every meal, sea otters wash their paws and fur. Not an easy task given that they have more hair on their small patch of skin than we have on our whole heads. Wow. I didn't know that. So on an otter's body, they have more hair on their body than we have on our whole head. That's awesome. See, these guys are making a raft. We don't want otters to disappear. We need to make sure that we keep the ocean safe for them by not putting trash in the ocean and making sure that we throw our garbage out in a garbage can. Because even if we throw it on the ground, sometimes it makes its way into the ocean. Next up is orangutans. As the sun sets, orangutans prepare nests in trees, sometimes building roofs to cover the mattresses they have woven with branches and leaves. Like us, orangutans prefer to sleep in protected spaces. Unlike us, their arms are longer than their bodies to help them navigate from branch to branch, tree to tree. Orangutans tend to spend more time on their own than in groups, and most of that time is spent climbing, sitting, swinging high above the ground. When a congress of orangutan is together, they communicate with sound and facial expressions, just like we do. The similarities they have to us is reflected in their name, orangutan, which means person of the forest. In Malay, the language spoken to orangutans is native to Malaysia. Don't let orangutans disappear. Look how cool these monkeys are. These monkeys are so cool. They look just like us, more than any other animal. That's really kind of neat. Next is tigers. When night has fallen, tigers wake up to hunt. Their night vision is up to 6 times more powerful than ours. Wow. As the biggest cats on earth, tigers need a lot more meat to stay healthy and strong. They hunt mainly for deer, wild pigs, antelope, and water buffalo. Tigers are good athletes and can jump more than 15 feet and pounce and run more than 40 miles per hour over short distances. Unlike most other cats, they love the water and they can swim more than 3 miles at a time. Wow, that's a long way to swim. Generally solitary animals, or they like being alone, tiger moms and cubs are together for a streak, each of them in their own distinct pattern of brown, black, or gray stripes. Tigers are going extinct because people are cutting down the trees in the jungles and forests that they live in. We have to make sure that we're not cutting down that many trees because it makes tigers be open to predators. But people also kill tigers for their coats. That's not very nice. Next up is elephants. Late at night, elephant herds are fast asleep enjoying their second sleep of the day. The first comes when the sun is high and hot. The largest animals on land, elephants, have trunks that weigh 400 pounds and can be more than 6 feet long. Wow! I'm not even 6 feet tall, and their trunks are 6 feet long. Elephants use their trunks to sense object size, shape, and temperatures, and they use them like a snorkel when swimming. All elephants have trunks, but not all elephants have tusks. The very long teeth that help them find food and water. Elephants have a range of emotions like we do, including love, compassion, and grief. They even cry when their loved ones are lost after they are gone. Don't let them disappear. People, unfortunately, they kill elephants, just like rhinoceroses for their horns. They kill elephants for their tusks. But we have to make sure that when we buy jewelry, there's no elephant tusks in them. And that's one awesome way to help. Let's make a pledge as fellow inhabitants of planet Earth that we won't let any of these species disappear. And there they all are. And then it lists ways in the back that we can help. One is talk to your friends about the animals in this book and why they're so special. So if you really like elephants, or you really like tigers, or you really like rhinoceroses, tell people about it. Say, I really like rhinoceroses and we need to keep them around. Another thing that you can do is go to your local zoos, because in many zoos, they help these animals stay alive. They keep them sheltered, and they help them have babies, and they keep those babies safe, and they also help them in the wild. That's something that the family we're talking about this week, the Irwin family, does in Australia. So when we visit zoos, even zoos around here, like the Toledo Zoo or the Detroit Zoo, that's helping animals and supporting people that help them is a really good thing. Another thing you can do is tell your family and friends that they shouldn't buy jewelry with anything made from elephant tusks and rhinoceros horns. Another thing you can do is recycle. That is really huge, because then it takes some trash that might end up in the ocean that might hurt our friends, like our whale friends or our shark friends. And it gets that trash out of the ocean, and it reuses some of the trash. And that helps save the planet and the ozone layer. And those will help things like our polar bear friends. Another thing we can do is never throw trash in a lake or the ocean. Instead, we should use recycling bins and trash cans. Another thing we can do is celebrate animals on special days. One day is coming up, and that is May 18th. On May 18th, it is Endangered Species Day. And that is a day that we talk about elephants and rhinoceroses and blue whales and sharks and all animals that are endangered. And we say, hey, we should save these because we don't want them to disappear, just like the book was talking about. My question for you today is, what is your favorite animal that we talked about in this book? What animal would you be very sad if it went away? Personally, one of my favorite animals are tigers. And I would be very sad if tigers went away and if there weren't any tigers in the zoo anymore. That would make me very sad. That's why I'm very thankful for families such as the Irwin family for helping save tigers, and people in the Detroit Zoo, because those animals are our friends and we want to keep them safe. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm so excited to see you in a couple hours for Zoom. Bye!